What is going on, everybody? So we've got the holidays coming up right around the corner. It's crazy that it's that close, but there's a lot of people that are looking to upgrade their scooters. There's a lot of people that are looking to get their first scooter, but the question is, what electric scooter is right for you? So I'm gonna break it down into a few categories, and I'm not gonna give specific models, but we're gonna go over the types of scooters that you can get and what you can expect to get out of them. I personally have had scooters that only have one motor. I've had dual motor scooters, and I've even had, the classic kick scooter. I love scooters. Scooting's fun. So this is my opinion, and if you guys differ with your opinions or you have extra suggestions for anybody that might be looking into their first or next scooter, feel free to chime in, and let's help people make some educated decisions and give experiences for what you might have had with your own stuff. So let's go and start with purposes. So when it comes to you're just doing a little bit of light commuting right around town, or you're just going out for some joy rides and you're not looking to go too crazy, then you're going to be wanting to look for probably just a single motor scooter. This is going to be a lightweight one. It's going to have a top speed that shouldn't exceed more than 30 miles an hour. It'll probably be less than that. My first scooter that I had was a single motor scooter. It was a pretty cheap one. It was like $400. I mean, super cheap when it comes to scooters, but it was a single motor, and I typically could go about 24, I think was what I topped out at. And that was enough to get me to and from work. It took a little bit of time to do so because having a single motor is not the fastest. And also, I have a lot of hills and stuff around me, and of course you're not paying attention, because why would you, Mercedes? Lovely. So the purpose that you're using it for is going to make a difference, and where you live is going to make a difference. Here I have hills everywhere, and having hills everywhere, I don't recommend getting something that's just a single scooter unless it's like really small hills, because you're going to be wearing down the motor. And I found myself with my single motor that I was having to assist it, especially up hills, even if they were a pretty minor incline. The next thing we're going to look at is commuting. And if you plan on commuting, rain or shine, no matter what, if you have short commutes, then you're going to be wanting to look into something mid-tier. I would consider the Apollo Ghost as more of a mid-tier scooter, and that's what I have now. And this is going to be, everything you need to do a commute in the rain or shine because of the waterproof rating that it has. And it's also going to be able to get you places a lot quicker because it has the dual motors. So those are other things that you're going to want to look into as well. If you are in love with having the latest and greatest tech, if you want that speed, you really need to push yourself, then that's when you're going to get into those higher tier scooters. Those are the ones that are going to cost you a pretty penny, but they're going to have a larger battery, which is going to give you a larger or a longer ride time. It's also going to be pushing the limits of your speed so that, I've seen the RX-7 can go up to 70 miles an hour, which is absolutely obscene kinds of speed to be going on an electric scooter. But, I go half that at times on my Ghost, and sometimes even that just feels like I need to slow down. So that's going to play a role in the type of scooter that you get as well. Phone connectivity is one of the things that a lot of companies are struggling with when it comes to their scooters, and a lot of them have really buggy technology to go with it. So I love my simple design. I love my key to turn everything on. I love being able to just use my key to turn it on and go, not have to worry about a phone at all to make my scooter work. Because if my scooter doesn't work, I don't get to work, which is a problem. So I like the simplicity, but if you love having the connectivity, you love having the statistics to go with it, then you can do that. But I have my Apple Watch that actually tracks me when I'm riding, so I can get my speeds, my calories, my distance, my route, all of that from GPS data. And that is not something that I'm looking for, but I know a lot of people love having that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just not what I prefer. The last thing that we're going to talk about, well, I guess second to last, is local laws. Your local laws are actually going to play more a part in what you can or can't ride than you might think. There's a lot of places with scooters where you are speed restricted, and it doesn't make sense to have a scooter because there's places that are speed restricted to 10 miles an hour or less. And there are electric scooters that will just do the 10 miles an hour, and that's perfectly fine if that's something you want to do kind of as a beginner. But I would recommend looking into local laws, talking to local groups and seeing what you can and can't do on an electric scooter before you go and pull the trigger. The last thing that we're going to talk about is where you're riding. So I already talked about if there's a lot of hills, but the other thing you need to keep in mind is terrain. So I have a lot of bumps out where I am, but I'm riding on the road. So I wanted something that had full suspension, and I have road tires. For some of you, it's going to be full suspension and off-road tires. If you want to go right out on the trails, there are scooters purpose-built for that, and those are an absolute blast. But for a lot of us, it's just going to be out there on the roads. It's a lot smoother, and it can be more fun to get higher speeds. But overall, if you're just getting into riding an electric scooter, I would recommend starting out with something that isn't cheap, but something that is a good value, it's a good quality, and is on the lower budget end of things. And there's plenty of options for those single motor scooters that are kind of bare bones, so you can get a feel for it. If you want something that's going to be like your old reliable, something that you can ride every single day, not question it, mid-tier. So for Apollo, that would be the Apollo Phantom, the Apollo Ghost, and the Cabo Mantis, stuff along those lines. If you're looking for, the next level, you really want the best of the best, for Apollo Pro, or for Apollo, the Pro is a great scooter to have. There's also like the Roadrunner RX-7 and the King GT, and there's just lots of stuff out there. I know I said I wasn't really going to mention specific scooters, but there's lots out there. Most important thing with buying your next scooter is do your research. Do your due diligence. Make sure that you look at reviews, the things people like, things that people don't like, because that is really what's going to make the biggest impact when it comes to your scooter. So that is all I got. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know, and we'll try and answer them for you. Y'all have fun, be safe, make good choices. Have a great day.